it took us a while to figure out what our role in dealing with mental illness, addiction, all the topics that people are dealing with, trying to figure out what our role actually is. Because, I'm not a counselor, I don't have a degree. Um, you know, we realized, in the beginning we would have, people could write to us online. We had a blog, we had, we people could send us messages, private messages on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, everything like that. And we try to reply to everybody because we just wanted to do whatever we could to help. And then one day we saw, like, we would get hundreds and hundreds of messages, and we try to get to them all. And then one day I saw a young girl wrote, "Rob, if I don't hear from you tonight, I'm gonna kill myself." And I didn't get that message for 3 days. Thank goodness. The next day she wrote, "Rob, I'm doing a little better today." But we, as a team, we just stopped and went, "Whoa, what if something would have happened to that girl? Like, um, what if we were the only ones that knew she was struggling?" And that's when we realized, what's our role here? We're just here to get the conversation started. Like, let people know you're not alone. Let the people know that there are resources out there that they can reach out to, right? Because you can have all the resources in the world, but if people aren't aware of them or don't feel comfortable talking about it, then those resources mean nothing. Like, so when I start sharing from stage that I dealt with suicidal thoughts, that I dealt with massive addiction, um, then people go, "Oh, okay." And then I say, like, "Yeah, it's okay to get help." "Oh, okay." Like, people see that, and it's like, "Hey, if this guy got help, maybe so should I." He went through something tough, so have I. He's talking about it, maybe so should I. He got help, maybe so should I. So that was really us discovering, our role in this thing. And honestly, there's a part about mental illness that is unlike any other disease, where there's an emotional aspect to it. It seems like, not that, if you get cancer, there's obviously emotion there as you deal with that stuff. But I don't know of another disease um, where you suddenly feel like you're worthless, like, um, you have nothing left to offer this world. And that's a that's a brutal thing. Like, how are you supposed to fight? Like, if you have cancer, you fight and you go to chemo, or you go to doctors, you fight because you want to be alive. But when we talk with people that are suicidal, they're like, you have mental illness, depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, and suddenly you think you have nothing to offer this world. You think the world would be a better place without you, and I don't know of another disease like that. So how are you supposed to reach out and talk about it or go and get help if you're not willing to talk about it, right? If you don't think you have anything left to offer this world. And I honestly think we're losing some of the most gifted people to mental illness. I've never spoken or sung at a funeral or met a family that says, "Yeah, it's a good thing our daughter's gone. She had nothing to offer this world. It's a good thing our son's gone. He wasn't very gifted at all." It's always the opposite. "She was so gifted. How did she not see it?" And I also think there's like almost like a connection between the arts and mental illness as well. Like, so often when I meet with somebody, they say, "I've had suicidal thoughts or depression, or I've had, going through this stuff." I say, "So do you sing? Do you paint? Do you dance? Do you write poetry? Like, what do you do?" It's like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" It's like, "I don't know, just talking with hundreds of thousands of teenagers on this tour." It's so often that's a connection. It's like you've got this extra emotion inside of you that you're meant to channel into your art form. But we live in a society where we're supposed to bottle it up, keep it inside. And if you keep all that stuff inside, it starts to overwhelm you, and you're not sure what to do with it. So our whole thing is, don't just try to shut that off. Learn how to channel it, because you can help other people in those moments. So yeah, that's kind of how we realize what our role is just dealing with the emotional part of what it's like to have mental illness, and deal with those things so that it's okay. You're valued, and you have something to offer this world. Somebody needs your story one day. You've got to keep walking. And that's what we take care of. And at that point, then we bring them over and recommend them getting to help, and show them the resources that are out there for people to get help.